Hey, Nice here. A little over a year ago, I released a video on the Munsell Color system and talking about the colors of dirt. In it, my wife and I talked about some things, and I cut that down. I edited that down, and I had some jokes in there about speeding through some interesting clay facts. And people have wanted to know all of that stuff. And so, just as a little extra, I decided to re edit that video or that part of that, I guess just the conversation part, and just include everything. So without further ado, welcome to the clay cut. It's weird to like, all right, now I have to do this thing that I normally just do by myself
I know.
with
Yeah.
somebody else. You can tell a lot from the color of a soil, and it's something that my wife does for her job. Welcome to the episode, Nice Wife.
Thank you. Nice husband.
It's you're gonna have to not be as fidgety with the creaky wooden chair.
Oh, that's sorry. You can hear that?
Yeah. So have you ever seen the soil part of the Munsell Color system arranged in 3D?
Not isolated out for soil colors.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's cool to see. It's difficult looking at the book and kind of visualizing it in this manner. So you bring the color sheets into the field with you?
Yes, we bring the Munsell soil book into the field. Specifically the 10YR, 7.5YR, and the Glades
Those are the most common.
in the Midwest of the United States.
So something I don't have written down. So what can color tell you about like a soil?
So the color tells you chemically a little bit about the soil, specifically what the iron has done in the soil. Iron turns soil yellow, brown, red. The reduction of iron turns soil gray, green, blue, and purple.
So that's that's why we have this weird little green wing off to the side here.
Yes.
And
You
you
don't see the purple because it's probably the most uncommon.
yeah, I think this is purple over here.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
But yeah, and these are called.
The Glade colors.
So when you're talking about iron, you have you get these colors from a oxygen poor anoxic environment.
Yeah, Glade colors come from saturated anaerobic conditions, and the browns, yellows, reds come from essentially oxidation of iron and manganese. I forgot. Also manganese.
Gotta love manganese.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why does the oxidation state of iron or just the color in general matter for like soil classification?
So soil formation and soil identification all have a big role to play in land use. And to get the taxonomic breakdown of soil color is a big part. So specific soil types will have some variation, but generally we'll have a color class through the horizons. And we use that to determine if soil is suitable for septic, for building, if it is a wetland area, or other types of land use considerations.
Mm-hmm. Does this play a role in like farmland and stuff like that?
Yeah. So really poor topsoil will have more of a brown, even reddish color if it doesn't have a lot of organic material. And so you can test your soil with soil classifiers and soil scientists, and they will use the Munsell Color book to and other features, texture, composition, to determine what condition the soil is in. Actually, I don't like how I said any of that. Can you just scratch all that? Because it's not really what the condition the soil is.
Sure.
It gives you. So okay, let me start over. Okay, what was your question? What did you start with? Because I don't want to. I'm misconstruing the situation here that I don't want to do.
The coloring of the soil can determine the oxidation state of iron and other minerals present. Like, why is that important?
So there's a lot of reasons why it's important. One specific reason is you can tell what the saturation conditions are underground. So high water levels, high water tables, seasonally high water tables. You wouldn't want to put a septic area there. You wouldn't want to probably build foundations where you have a lot of water. So it helps in land use determination. one of the many things you can do with soil color.
So this is also applicable to farmland, like how arable a land is?
So farmland can be considered really nutrient dense even without having a lot of topsoil. Volcanic soils, for example, have a lot of nutrients, very little organic. So farmland's kind of a weird thing where you can... I'm trying to think what I'm saying. The soil color of farmland doesn't really affect much of its productivity. In the Midwest, we have deep, dark soils, good farmland. In California, they have volcanic soils, good farmland.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not very dark. They're kind of red.
Okay. I thought it would be fun if we could try to color some soils in Minecraft and see if that tells us anything about them. Would you, can I use your expertise?
You can call it that.
Mm-hmm. Since you can't color these blocks off of the monitor with the Munsell sheets?
Either.
With the Munsell sheets, I printed these textures out, and we're going to use those. I might actually re-record that when I actually have like a video of this like tomorrow. And I'll say that the printer was not calibrated, and the printer's not that good, and the paper is okay. So this is mostly just for fun and not like an exact like color reproduction of the textures.
Exciting either way.
Mm-hmm. Can hardly wait.
Mm-hmm.
I thought soil judging was about as nerdy as you could get.
Oh, no.
But now I'm making a YouTube video about dirt, virtual dirt, the color of virtual dirt, and judging it off of its color.
I mean, it's kind of important. I think soil judging is underrated, and everybody should be aware of it.
I know. I agree. I just think it's
soil is underrated.
There's very little that sounds more nerdy than that.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Without like LARPing or something like that.
Soil LARPing. Soil judging LARPing. Do you want me to color these soils?
Yes. Would you like that might be plugged in over there if you want to turn that light on.
So generally speaking, I'm going to do this now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna do it now in this light,
mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna do it again in the sunlight,
okay.
and we'll see what the difference is.
All right.
So,
well, that's something I want to do. I want to show too is like how the color appears different in different lights.
Right.
But,
yeah. All right. So you printed this on gloss.
I did. I was trying to get the best color.
Mm. So ideally, this would be 1, a piece of soil. 2, it would be in the daylight, without shadow, losing as much shadow as possible, and it would be like damp, not saturated, not dry, but damp. Like we mist soils in the field to color them. So Minecraft dirt has a lot of colors in it. So you would select matrix color, which is your dominant mineral horizon color. This might take some time.
Mm-hmm. I can just cut all this stuff out.
Well, I know. So I would say there's actually so you'd have a mixed matrix here. So you'd have multiple colors that would be matrix. Now keeping in mind, this is a fun fact, there's no redoxomorphic features in Minecraft dirt if you consider the gray spots gravel.
Right. That's my interpretation.
Right. So in the really real world, gray spots in soil would be iron depletions.
Mm-hmm.
So those would have their own color, and that would matter because you'd have a depleted horizon possibly. So I'm going to say, based on the basement lighting, that we have a mixed matrix of... Ugh, there's too many colors in here. It's a little tricky. 3, 3, 4, 3, and 5, 4. That's, I would say, the dominant 3 matrix colors present
And 10Y.
10YR, yes. So clearly this possibly might be a glacial soil.
3-3.
3-3, 4-3, 5-4. Normally we don't have that many colors in a normal soil horizon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what does that tell you?
So this type of brown, it's a darker brown, so there's probably some organic content. In the Midwest plains portion of North America, those are usually glacial soils. It's a mix of sand, loess, and clay, higher clay content because of glaciation, essentially just running the land down into a fine powder.
Mm-hmm.
The gray spots, though, interesting. I'm going to color the gray spots. I'm going to pretend those gray spots are depletions, okay?
Okay.
So, what's interesting...
Could you say that again without clicking the thing in the middle of your sentence?
What did I say?
I'm going to color those...
Right, okay. I'm going to color the gray spots. I'm going to pretend the gray spots are depletions, not gravel. And I'm going to retrieve the Gley color sheet. It's going to click now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have Gley 1, Gley 2, and we're just going to see where this falls. I actually already found it. It was pretty fast. So I think it's part of the Gley 1 sheet. It is Gley 5N.
True neutral, then. It's actually like middle, a neutral color and in the middle also.
So... interesting. So if this was a normal soil, you'd have depletions, meaning that you'd have a water table that was present in that horizon for extended periods of time through the seasons. So you'd have iron depleting and being stripped away from the mineral grains of the soil.
Okay. And then if we move to mud.
So mud. And I'm gonna click again real fast.
Yeah. So can I say something about mud?
Yeah.
So in Minecraft, we can convert dirt to mud just by adding water to it, which isn't how real life mud works. But when you're coloring something in real life, you are coloring moistened dirt,
yes,
but not wet dirt.
It has to be. Yeah, it can't be saturated. You don't want it to really glisten because that light refraction will affect how you read the colors. So you want it to be matte, but damp.
Okay. Would you consider mud, like in real life, is mud like saturated? Like overly saturated?
All right. So mud is weird because mud could be muck. And muck is a greasy organic layer that is absolutely like not matte, dense type thing. It's very wet. But then, okay. Yeah.
Well, if I'm looking at the Minecraft mud, I don't think that it is glistening.
No, well, nothing's gonna glisten here.
No, that's not true.
Oh.
You have some things glisten. If you have
Oh, okay. I remember your conversation now about like the glass and stuff showing.
Yeah. I think that some blocks will show things certain ways. I think the prismarine block is supposed to be wet as well, but it goes through these weird color ranges.
Understood. Okay.
But I think that
I stand corrected.
I think that from my interpretation, this looks like yes, it doesn't look like saturated mud. We're gonna go with that interpretation so we can actually color it.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so coloring mud, and again using the dark light down here. So this one again. So with all of the different colors in there, I'm just going to pick one that I'm going to assume is the overall matrix. It's hard. I don't really want to go too crazy with the mixed, but I'm going to say that this mud is a 10YR22 or. Let me go ahead and pull the 7YR sheet because it can be a little tricky.
10YR22, you said?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with 10YR22. The 7.5Y is a little too warm.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry. Let me start that over because 2-1. I just Let me say all of that all over again.
Okay.
Okay. So, again, coloring the mud, but pretending only one matrix color, because I don't want to give you a whole bunch of different colors.
Yeah, normally mud doesn't have, trying to think of what 16 divided by 1 meter would be.
You're talking about pixels?
Yeah, normally, soil wouldn't have these like large pixel blocks of color in them, in my experience.
We call them concretions. And they're made of manganese and iron.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick them out. Anyway, 10YR21, I would say, is the color of Minecraft mud, which would be a like a topsoil type color if we were talking about like where would I see 10YR21 in soils? It would be the top A horizon.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be on the printout. It doesn't look as purple to me.
If I color from the monitor, which I don't want to, no, that's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible. But might change that tomorrow in the light. All right, so it's interesting that these are actually both like these aren't that far apart from each other color wise.
Well, they aren't. No, and I think there's probably, you can probably actually tell a story of the soil with the Minecraft soil. So the 10YR21 being a dark topsoil would actually probably be your A horizon. So it would be the surface soil. And then that 10YR33, that would be your B horizon. So it'd be the clay collection like layer below the A horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And then going to the third block there, what is that?
This is clay.
Clay, got it. So clay, which is great because, clay is super important for everything. That is very gray. And so as you get deeper and deeper into a soil profile, you're usually having some amount of water being retained, whether it's a perched water table, a seasonally high water table, just a high aquifer, a high water table, will gray out, and that's where you get the gleyed colors. So that can very easily be below the 10YR334354. So can you rearrange these for me just for fun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, put the
Where do you want the terracotta at?
I want so the terracotta. Let's leave the terracotta out right now. So then above that put the dirt, and then on top of that put the mud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bam, soil horizon.
Yeah, maybe we should do this in the geology world with the dirt at the dirt area.
You didn't involve me in your dirt world.
You were asleep. I recorded that like very late at night.
Mm. Generally speaking, if we were to see the clay block as indeed a very deep B horizon, possibly even near a C horizon, which is the as you're moving through soil profiles, you have various horizons. So a high clay content horizon down there would indeed very easily could be gray due to the reduction of iron that's probably occurring. Mm-hmm. So if we were to color this one, I'm not even looking at the 10YR sheet, and I'm not even looking at the 7.5YR sheet either. I'm going to go straight to the Gleyed colors. I'm not even sure if I want to be on Gley 1 because we're a little bit too blue. Gley 1's a bit more on the green side. Gley 2's a bit more on the blue side. And again, a lot of different fragments in there kind of make it very hard to color. I'm just going to pick one pixel. So it's kind of in between. A lot of times you don't have a soil area you're looking at that fits absolutely perfect in a chip. Sometimes you have to just assume a chip if you're in the middle. And I'm going to say that we're kind of in that situation here. But the Gley 2, hold on, before I say that, I want to make sure I quote it properly. It's Gley 1. So Gley 2, 10B51.
5B.
10B.
10.
10B51.
B 5.1.
Now that's one pixel out of many. There's a lot of variation there, and I could do each one, and I think I would probably bore a few people, at least a few, with that. So I won't.
You could always do like the average or something, but cool. All right, and then we're gonna do, even though it's labeled as terracotta, it kind of represents a old soil to me. So I think that we can, color it as well.
Sure. So if it were, so I've never colored a Paleosol. I've seen them, but they were, you weren't allowed to touch them. They were near Bend, Oregon. There's some really fantastic Paleosol hills.
Yeah, you'll see in the Badlands, North America also have lots of, and the Painted Desert also.
Of course,
in Arizona.
We've got a lot of great Paleosols here. Other countries do too. It's pretty fantastic if you get to see them, but you're typically not allowed to touch them. They're kind of protected because they're in place. So interesting, the printout you have is super brown compared to this one.
Yeah, I know. This almost looks more salmon like.
Yeah, it does. It's good. So the color I pick here, actually, honestly, I don't think it's going to represent the color. Truly represent the color of that, imaginary block that's on the monitor. This is actually a bit difficult to find a true color too, as far as the printout goes. But I thought I would be on the 7.5, but I'm actually back at the 10 simply because that's red and the printout's a bit more brown. But this is coloring out to a 10YR44. The printout is. Now, some of those Paleosols will be incredibly vibrant. You can get some very, very red, almost green two colors. And the green comes from a different mineral, and forgive me, I don't recall which one.
I think it's iron. At least for like when I'm experienced within in Montana, we have greens and blues and. Is there
calcium over there though that might affect some of the color that.
Possibly. Yeah. I'm not sure. I haven't actually done any geology on the rocks there.
Goals.
But all right.
Are you gonna leave some comments about soil judging? Because I do want people to be aware that it's a thing.
Yeah, maybe. I have to figure out how to squeeze 30 minutes of us talking into about 5 minutes.
I'm sure a lot of that's going to get cut down for sure.
And then, of course, also I get a Discord message. Yeah, okay. I think that's like...
Sorry.
Gley.
You're going to have to retype these.
Not with this version. 1.20, you can just click a sign and retype things. And you can do it on the back, too, and have two double-sided. Amazing. The future is now.
So that's cool. Soil in Minecraft is cool. Soil in real life is cool.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that these colors make sense to some degree.
Are you talking about the column on the right there?
Well, not just the column, but the colors. Like they are within the realm of reality.
For sure.
Like,
again, there's a lot of variabilities in soils. If we were in the southern states of North America, we'd have really, really red soils that they make brick out of, and
down in Tennessee, it's always like you stain your clothes red, like walking around.
Wisconsin has layers of white in their soil from E horizons, from really cool stuff chemically. Yeah, there's a lot going on with soils.
Let's I just realized that basically in the boring billion, I don't have any exhibits.
Well, you said they're boring, so.
But yeah, here's my soil horizon.
So, thanks for bringing me to your dirt world finally. You have your A horizon.
Hey, the world download's available.
You've got your A horizon.
But this is kind of what we did. So it's
a bit shallow for an A horizon. Some you can make it deeper.
And we didn't have. I can actually update this because I didn't. I had didn't have clay.
Yeah.
Didn't have mud at the time, so I used black concrete powder.
Well, what's out of here? Can you show me what mud looks like next to that?
Yeah.
Wow, it's not dark. It's dark. I mean, it's definitely not as dark.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have really bland A horizons, especially if you don't have a lot of really rich organic matter, and then you can have some A horizons that are like feet deep, just the blackest of soil that's super rich. We've got prairie soils in the Midwest.
Yeah, and they also have the muddy mangrove added in the game now. I just threw that out.
Yeah.
Get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
But oh god, gravity.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, what would be cool there is like you can talk a lot about like soil ecosystems with that because you know roots do some cool things in soil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is this orange? Orange terracotta. Yeah. I just wanted to have some variability in there and show more oxidation and stuff. Well, it was nice to meet you.
Finally.
Yeah, we should hang out more often. Maybe I'll see you upstairs.
Can I'm trying to think. I want to throw out some type of soil like
Your
hurrah.
Your patented catchphrase.
What's my patented catchphrase?
You gotta come up with it, I guess.
Oh, I don't have one.
Here, it's looking at you, kid.
I guess as like an out, I would say. I'm trying to think of a way to get out of here.
Not so easy, is it?
No. I would just say thanks for bringing me along on your Munsell Soil Color tour. And my public service announcement is that soil is cool. And if anybody has interest in soil, their local junior colleges and universities might have soil classes and soil judging. And most states, at least half of them, have a state soil. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. What's ours?
Do you want me to say? Because then people will be able to figure out what state we're in.
And they know I live near Chicago.
The Illinois state soil is Drummer. It is a mollisol, a deep prairie soil.
I like the word mollisol.
It's a great... So soil... Okay, here's my tangent. Soil names, taxonomic names, are fantastic. They have so much meaning. They're very long. So mollisol is just a group. You can have a very, very long taxonomic name for certain soils, and it's very neat. So.
Yeah, it's a lot more. There's a lot more depth to. I'm not trying to make a pun.
I'm just saying that was pretty good. It was a good pun, though.
Yeah. No, there's. I wasn't until I got into like geology. I was not aware of like how much. How detailed you could get like with soils.
Yeah. Soils get detailed, and from a career standpoint, you can be a professional soil scientist. So there is a lot of things that you can do.
Make good money.
Yes, actually, definitely. Depending on where you are.
Yes. Okay. Thanks. I'll figure out how to make all that work, I guess.
Dad! No.